What is the most unusual thing you find attractive? Story 1. This is super specific, but one of my exes used to very quietly read aloud to himself any time he was studying, and I could have listened to that for hours. Story 2. Shoulders. Yeah, sorry high school girls, I'm the guy that the school administration was concerned about. Story 3. I think a woman looking tired and no makeup at all in the morning is super attractive. I do not think my girlfriend believes me. Edit. Thank you for the upvotes and the comments, was some interesting reading. Edit 2, hey love. Story 4. A man's voice when they first wake up. Story 5. I have always been fascinated by people's hands, not in an exclusively in a sexual way, but in a strange manner where I feel like someone's hands tell so much about a person. But to speak more to the point of this thread, I do find hands to be extremely intimate. Holding hands is such a wonderful embrace. During passionate moments, caressing is often the biggest turn on for me, and so I am always conscious of both my hands and theirs. I think I feel towards hands the way people do about feet, which is odd as I am wholly indifferent to feet. Story 6. When a girl stands with one foot tilted on its side. Story 7. When you can see a bit of her ear poking through her hair. It just gets me. Story 8. I love it when I say something in a silly voice and the girl replies in the exact same silly voice. Story 9. Beautiful women driving shitty cars. Story 10. Big square teeth and pointed canines. So sexy. Story 11. Someone's sick voice lol. Story 12. His neck, his beautiful neck. Story 13. Seeing someone flustered is the best. Story 14. Clavicles. Story 15. I think this counts as unusual since the dominant Western standard is thin/small/button noses. Prominent/strong noses on women are an attractive feature. Edit. A sub-comment made me realize prominent noses might sound like a weirdly polite code word for certain peoples and/or regions. It is not. My above-average sized nasal tastes are global. And while I like them, it's not a full-blown, no pun intended, nose fetish or anything. But I'll just never understand some of the work that gets done. Story 16. I feel like a person really focused while working is very attractive. Story 17. I work in Boston sometimes and seeing a woman in business wear and sneakers is something I've always liked. Story 18. Watching a woman confidently ride a bicycle through city rush hour traffic. Story 19. Someone being attracted to me. Story 20. Freckles. Don't know what it is, but I fall head over heels for freckles. Also, wet hair. Not like, in the shower wet, but more of a, got out of the shower an hour ago and it's still drying, wet. No idea what it is, but it's gorgeous and wish it was something that was doable 24/7. Story 21. When men turn up their jeans and you get a glimpse of bare ankle. Story 22. A girl once told me, your bulge looks so hot right now. When I was just laying on the couch watching Netflix, I became erect so fast my manhood actually time traveled into the past, which is what made my bulge look so enticing in the first place. Story 23. Wholesome takeaway from this thread: no matter how unattractive you think you are, there's gonna be, quite a few it seems, people who think you are hot. Story 24. When someone can teach me a topic. Doesn't matter what it is, if they are passionate and knowledgeable, it's really attractive. Story 25. The little chunky bit under the arm bit near the boob. Not the bosom but the chunky bit. It's so cute. Edit. Dang, had no clue this would be such a popular thought. I'm glad it made some people smile. Be proud of your little armpit fupa. Story 26. Being detail-oriented and organized. I've always dated more A-type women, but my wife and I. Hoo boy. We have an account at Staples because we both go through notebooks, pens, Sharpies, highlighters, and dry erase markers on a regular basis. We spent months organizing and streamlining our kitchen for workflow and storage. When we get our new bookshelves, it'll probably take us each a few days to organize them the way we like. I'm a chef, she's in office management in the auto industry, and comes from the restaurant industry. Mais en place y'all. Story 27. Hyperactivity. I have been attached to hyperactive guys all my life, mostly friendships, but now I'm in a relationship with a man who is hyperactive sometimes. I think it's so cute, and when he's very happy I automatically become very happy and a bouncy ball as well. Story 28. Seeing their excitement when they get talking about something they're passionate about, like their whole face just lights up and they get more animated talking. Love that passion. Story 29. When a guy has some muscles but also is thick, like both fat and some muscles. My ex wasn't some type of bodybuilder and he rarely went to the gym, but his body was so perfect. The tummy sticking out a bit was so hot during intercourse. I love the thickness on a guy, makes me feel small and it makes it all very hot. He also had the biggest, hugest but that all girls try to achieve with BBL, that made me so sad because I was a plank in his but made me so jealous, ahahaha, it was jiggly and perfectly round. Story 30. The crease between butt cheek and thigh. Story 31. Her ability to support her arguments in an intelligent manner with factual evidence. I be like, oh, I stand corrected, and erected. Story 32. Women with raspy voices. Story 33. A lazy eye. My 6th grade girlfriend had one, and I've thought it was attractive ever since. Story 34. The concave dips at the sides of my wife's hips. I have known her for almost 19 years, but she has only recently understood that I like them. Story 35. Watching my husband take off his belt. Dunno, but it's sexy AF. Just the act of him doing it, his pants coming down just a tad so I can see his V area, and the sound of the belt. Oof. Story 36. Dark circles. Story 37. Tired-looking eyes on ladies. Dark circles, bags, whatever. Story 38. Curiously, it is imperfections. That facial mole you are self-conscious about, or acne or whatever. I don't know why, but looking perfect just weirds me out. Story 39. I feel like all the comments I'm seeing are things that are pretty commonly found attractive. I think everything about my boyfriend is hot, but the little lines around his eyes when he smiles that he already calls crow's feet make me feel like I'm on fire. I'm sure there's something more unusual that I find attractive, but that's the first thing that comes to mind because it's typically viewed as a flaw. I love my boyfriend. Story 40. Someone's awkwardness, when they're shy, get nervous, or blush, I don't know why, but I just can't handle it and want to kiss them, touch them, and have control over them. Only if I have a romantic sexual relationship with that person. Story 41. Small boobs. Story 42. Scars. Story 43. When a guy is driving and turning a corner but is palming the wheel the whole turn. Makes me weak and wet. Story 44. This probably isn't that weird, but I love people's hands. When folks have long fingers that look like they'd be a good pianist, when people's hands have calluses from manual work or exercise, rock climbers in particular have super attractive hands, hot as hell. October 10th. Story 45. Girls with really developed rear delt and lat muscles. Something about a strong back is super attractive to me for some reason. Story 46. Armpits. Story 47. I am not sure if this is actually unusual, but I am really attracted to women with larger noses. I think it can turn an otherwise ordinary face remarkable, and I just associate it with intelligence and grace. Story 48. Ladies with a little snaggle tooth, like Jewel, or a little pooch in the belly. Story 49. I like looking at women's belly. Story 50. Weird smiles, instantly gets me. Story 51. Weird teeth. Story 52. I've found myself oddly attracted to women who don't shave. I think I am indirectly thinking of how I find confidence most attractive, and to be around a woman who is confident enough to not let armpit hair or whatnot make her insecure in public I find attractive. Not so attracted to beards though. Story 53. Humans. Definitely other humans. Fucking weirdos. Story 54. Something about dudes and glasses just get me going. I don't know why I find glasses so attractive. Story 55. My current GF is the spitting image of Leslie Knope, body, face, and personality. Not my type at all. Extremely bubbly. Bottomless energy and enthusiasm. Absolutely selfless and incredibly thoughtful. I am a misanthropic introvert. People like her almost universally agitate the hell out of me. I cherish silence, hate to waste words. She never stops babbling. I think everything through before beginning, 6 hours sharpening the axe, and do everything slowly and methodically. She dives head first into everything, with the confidence of an expert and the experience of a newcomer. She is the opposite of everything I thought I would want and need in a partner. She does so many of the things that I would find unforgivably annoying in anyone else. Yet, somehow, someway, can't get enough of her. Story 56. I think males and females both look better with glasses on. Male or female, if someone is talking to me and peers down their glasses instantly, they are super attractive. I'm super hot for the older MILF librarian look or like dude in a dress shirt with glasses and rolled up sleeves. Story 57. Goofiness. If a girl is goofy, I just love it. Story 58. Gray hair, blemishes, shaved head, big noses, body hair, unibrows, crooked teeth, big ears, flat chest, fat, skinny. I like uniqueness, and if I think you're pretty, you're pretty. None of this, oh they'd be hot if they looked slightly different. It'll be that little odd trait that I fall in love with. Story 59. I'm into guys who look or are slightly ill/tired. Think dark circles under their eyes, glassy/feverish eyes, the way they just get a bit pathetic when sick/sleepy. Granted, this all likely is the result of my whole, nurturing kink, or whatever the hell you'd like to call it. I just want a man who needs some extra TLC and is a bit whiny and clingy. One of the long-term guests at my property has insomnia, which we bonded over, and he made me realize just how attractive I find the whole, not resting enough, look to be. Which makes me feel bad because I want my partners to be well-rested and healthy, not sickly and constantly tired, but it's still hot to me for some reason. Story 60. When girls care about cats. Story 61. I find Adam's apples very attractive. Story 62. I guess a little bit of a belly on a girl. I like fit girls, but something about them having a little belly drives me ducking nuts. Story 63. Misshapen noses. You have an awkward bump from a break when you were kid? I'm all about that shit. Story 64. Physically. Stretch marks, scars, uneven breasts, sagging breasts, body rolls, yummy fupa and bellies. Basically real mom bods. Mom butts. LOL. Story 65. Tight clothes on fat girls. Not like need a scooter to get around, but like, under $3. Tight clothes, also not like shapers, but those are hot too, tight jeans, tight t-shirts. Just all smooth and slick. Hot hot hot. Story 66. Curly hair. Poofy makes it even better. Just owning it really on Women's Star. Story 67. Hand veins. Story 68. Shoulders and backs don't kink shame me. Story 69. Creases, imperfections, stretch marks. They make someone who they are. Story 70. Girls who look like twinks. IDK, if there's a term for that, closest I've found is soft butch. Story 71. Hands. I love hands. Could stare at them and study them all day. Story 72. A woman that is slender but has a slight stomach paunch. Story 73. Seat belt / purse strap between bosoms. Story 74. I enjoy people who are short, even as short as me, 5 feet 3 inches. Tall people aren't out of the question, but someone at eye level feels very welcoming. Story 75. Eyebrows. I like Cara Delevingne's eyebrows and other women that have something going on like that. Gives a unique look to the eyes and face overall. Story 76. Unconventional smiles. Story 77. Women with defined shoulders. Story 78. The ability to speak multiple languages. Story 79. Claw clips. So elegant and sexy. Story 80. I recently noticed that every time I go to build something, a desk, a shelving unit, a bed frame, a skee-ball machine, etc., my GF gets incredibly turned on, basically pounces on me. After making a joke about this observation, her mind was blown and she couldn't explain it but admitted it must be true. She found a man using power tools and building something incredibly attractive. Story 81. Voices. Some voices are okay, some are annoying, but damn, most of them are so hot. Story 82. Not unusual, but rare to find, deep-rooted empathy in a person. It's hard to find that in people these days. Story 83. Chubby arms. I love a girl with chubby arms. Helps me feel safe when I'm being held. Story 84. When girls do that over-the-head arm stretch thing where they lean back a little bit. Story 85. Dark eyes. Blue and green are obviously gorgeous, but something about not just brown but dark brown eyes. They're like the void and I just want to fall into them. Story 86. What shoes, boots, sneakers, whatever footwear a person wears, I always find it attractive when someone wears something that fits their own personal style, or it completes the look, I guess, but it's something I tend to notice personally. Story 87. When girls wear their hair in a bun. I don't know why, but I'm ready to risk it all when girls be doing that. Story 88. Rings around the eyes where they look really tired. Story 89. It's sweet when someone is really focused on something, or when they're excited about something or teaching me something. That's not unusual though. Story 90. Cellulite and stretch marks. Story 91. It's pretty vanilla, but in my own mind it's unusual. But I'm psycho for panty lines. You could put Jack Black in a pair of Lululemons with tighty whities underneath and for a split second I would be all like, maybe. Story 92. Messy hair. Story 93. When women casually drop a swear word in normal conversation. Story 94. For me personally, there's something about chipped teeth and tooth gaps, lopsided smiles, that are incredibly cute. Love. Story 95. Passion. Not in bed, though that is good too. Geek out at me. Burst into the room and talk my ear off about this new thing you learned that is so fucking cool. Be passionate about something and that energy is like throwing gasoline on a fire to me. Make it burn. Story 96. Ears. Story 97. I tend to like women with lower, smokier voices. Story 98. The way they type. Of course, this isn't the first thing I find attractive, but I don't think a lot of people take notice of how another person types during online conversations. As for me, I like people who laugh a lot during chats. So I love those ha-ha-has and hee-hee-hees. Emojis are very much welcome, too. I don't really mind proper grammar and use of punctuation. But I appreciate them. Also, I love people who type in moderate speeds. Reply too fast, and I will totally get pressured. Reply too slowly, and I might feel sleepy. I don't mind late repliers, too. Like send your response in an hour, in a day, in a week, or whenever you want as long as you send a juicy reply. I appreciate 1 or 2 long texts over multiple chats, too. I once almost fell in love with a friend because we would send a long reply to each other every other day. It felt like we're sending messages through snail mail or something. Idk. Please tell me I'm not the only one like this. Story 99. Girls' tummies bro, tiny tummies, fat bellies, I don't give a shit, it's all the same to me baby, and what it is perfect. Story 100. A man who smells like a man. It's very specific, not cologne or soap, but his natural smell. I used to work with someone whose smell drove me absolutely wild. I know someone whose hugs I can sink into for hours simply because of how he smells. I mean, the hug is good too, but those pheromones. Story 101. When a girl sits down and there's a crease right where her leg meets her hip, that shit's sexy AF. Thanks for tuning in to Peak Reddit. We hope you enjoyed hearing the latest and greatest stories from the most interesting corners of Reddit. If you loved what you saw and heard today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Peak Reddit community. You can check out more videos from us, you might like them. And if you have any amazing stories or experiences that you want to share with us, we'd love to hear from you. Drop us a comment or shoot us a message and let us know what you think. We'll see you in the next video.